And now, ladies and gentlemen, from his scenic storage room in Colver, Pennsylvania, it's the Tekking101 Christmas musical number! Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart sing out. 'Tis no time of year. Probably should have spent more than just 10 seconds planning on this musical number. Oh, god damn it! When is that intro going to be done? Jesus Christ! But here we are. This will be My Hero Academia, chapter 120, titled 3 People. But first we have to check out the results of the second popularity poll. Yes, a bunch of nerds voting to see which of the nerds in the series is the best nerd. I'm gonna say Deku. Holy crap, he's not number 1! That's incredible. Yeah, Deku's actually number 2, Todoroki's number 3, and out on top we have Bakugo. Now I can't remember, was Bakugo number 1 in the first popularity poll? He actually might have been. He's a very popular character. A lot of different, it's like an onion, you know, a lot of different layers going on with his character there. I also find it funny that a bunch of other random votes popped in, like a vote for the Super Smash Brother characters Pikachu and Mega Man, votes for Bakugo's grenade gauntlet and Deku's shoes, as well as 3 votes for Aizawa's goggles. I was one of those votes. They're pretty kick-ass goggles. I want a pair, wouldn't you? Send me Aizawa's glasses for Christmas, guys. Alright, anyway, though, we get a pretty cool spread with all the top 10 characters in sort of like a medieval Lord of the Rings kind of setting, and then we move on to Deku kicking the shit out of Bakugo's face. So, as you remember from the last chapter, Deku was launching a surprise attack on Bakugo, and he upped his percentage of use of One for All. Instead of keeping it with the standard 5% that he uses whenever he goes into full Cal state, he bumped it up to 8% for that one attack. Now, that attack, that percentage difference might not be that big of a deal, but it did give him a little boost of speed just when he needed it, and at that moment he did move faster than Bakugo. However, Bakugo launches an explosion at the same time, and they both kind of cancel each other out. At this point, though, they're really fired up for the battle. Deku lands and charges right for Bakugo with this freaking huge expression on his face, like, "Is that all you got?" And then freaking Bakugo turns around looking like a goddamn demon. His pupils are all whited out, and is just like, "What did you say?" And they're just going at it. They're totally involved in the fight now, which is not a bad thing. I think it's important that, you know, boys will be boys, you know, people going around blowing shit up with their explosive quirks, and, you know, nerds going around kicking those explosive bullies in the face with their magical quirk powers that were handed down to them by Superman. You know, these things just have to happen. It's around this time that Deku's even bringing up that that's a part of himself that he really doesn't like, whenever his feeling of "I need to win" is stronger than his feeling of "I need to rescue." Now, Deku is the perfect embodiment of a hero that wants to help people. If he ever sees somebody in danger, even if he knows he's not strong enough or it will put him in danger, he jumps in. Now, there's a very clear border between being brave and being fucking stupid. But in this case, it's not about, you know, his desire to rescue. He feels bad because he's like, I feel like I need to win. You know, I'm putting winning over, you know, taking the high road, being able to rescue people. This isn't very hero-like. And this is exactly what Bakugo does. He always puts being the winner, being the strongest at the top of his set of priorities, rather than being, you know, doing it for the rescue aspect of it. And we're going to get to that at the end of the chapter, how that's actually going to play a major role here, and how the duo is probably going to move forward. So anyway, yeah, they go and attack again. Basically, this all boils down to one final attack from Deku. He jumps in the air, he's looking pretty fired up, and he states that since Bakugo's probably expecting an attack from his shoot style, you know, where he kicks, you know, a full frontal attack, he's probably also thinking that, oh, hey, I can't use my arms right now. You know, Bakugo's probably thinking that Deku's not going to attack with his arms, considering he's been adopting this new battle style. However, Deku states just because his arms are beaten up, and the whole reason he developed shoot style was so that he wouldn't put his arms in danger anymore, because if he fucks up his arms, you know, once or maybe twice, you know, he's going to be seriously paralyzed, you know. But that doesn't mean he can't use his arms, he's just got to be careful. Remember, he messed up his arms mostly in the fight with Muscular, and that guy that fight was pretty intense. Like, he really went way over his limits in that fight. He did that crazy, like, 10 million% shit. So, you know, as long as he scales it back, as long as he keeps it all, you know, in moderation, I feel like he could still use his arms. But really, when he's in battle, the first method of attacking should be his legs. But he could still use his arms in an efficient way as long as he scales back the percentage, and that's what he does. He scales back from 8% back to his normal 5% to launch an attack right on Bakugo when his guard's down. And he lands it square in his fucking cheek, just digs right into it. The art style is really fucking, you know, going descriptive here. You see every single, like, wrinkle in his skin as it's just getting pushed back. His eye begins to pop out, blood splurts out of his nose and in his mouth. Probably broke something important along the way there. And it's this really intense moment because you feel like, yeah, man, Deku's got this, you know. He put it on the line. He was clever. He used his techniques brilliantly. However, doesn't usually go that way. In the middle of this fray, remember, Bakugo's not going to just, you know, he's not just going to let, you know, lay down and let it, you know, defeat take him, you know, even up until that last second, the last breath he can take, he's going to try to figure some way to best Deku. So while he, you know, Deku's drilling his fucking 5%, you know, one for all punch right in his cheek, he's thinking, oh, hell no, and he grabs Deku's arm and does like this over the fucking shoulder throw, adds an explosion to it, and then just boom! Man, this fight is epic. And keep in mind, these are teenagers doing this. I bring that up because they're going to get stronger. Much, much, much stronger throughout their life. And this is the level they're at right now. And this is when they're just having like a street brawl. Can you imagine if we did like a 10-year time skip to the future, what these two would be capable of at that point? Man, I don't want to say Naruto and Sasuke, like the My Hero Academia series should end with Bakugo fighting Deku, because hopefully the relationship will be completely different by that point, and of course we're talking about years from now, but I would kind of like to say that, because this is getting me pumped. Anyway, the dust clears, and it turns out Bakugo is on top. Quite literally. He's pinning down Deku, has one of his arms, you know, propped up, has his freaking knee planted on Deku's leg, can't move anything, and he has his other hand, you know, smashed right into Deku's face, and, you know, Deku's looking pretty wiped. He's looking, oh my god. So the fight is, in fact, over. They're both very heavily damaged. They're panting, and Bakugo announces, you know, I win. Even with All Might's power, even with that power, even if you made it your own, you're still losing to me. And, you know, I don't even know, I think it's very apparent that Bakugo, even though he won, he's not taking a lot of praise in this victory. He's like, yeah, told you I was still better. No, it's just like, wait a second, what's going on here, Deku? You want to get stronger, you have All Might's power, and you're still losing to me. There's something up here. Right at this moment, that's when All Might shows up. He was most likely the guy a few chapters back that prevented Aizawa from interrupting the fight. He wanted to make sure until it was at its end. And you know what? I gotta give Bakugo some credit. Well, actually, I don't know if I should give Bakugo the credit. I think it was just kind of luck and happen chance that they didn't fucking kill each other, because I think one wrong move here and that seriously could have happened, or something could have seriously, you know, broke on them. You know, but I think it's just, you know, maybe their abilities are very close to one another, so they just kind of like, you know, Bakugo came out, you know, he was ahead by a hair, but it wasn't like the power difference was so great that one of them would have been in serious, you know, situation of dying. But if it would have continued, who would have guessed it? But anyway, yeah, All Might shows up, and he basically spills his guts in front of Bakugo. He's just like, I'm sorry for not realizing, and I'm sorry for not telling you. Bakugo just turns around and he's like, why Deku? Why did you pick him? You know, what's with this guy? And, he's like, is it because I'm weak? Is it because I wasn't good enough or something like that? Even though all I wanted to do was become strong like you, but because I'm weak, now you're like this. All Might's rebuttal to this is that, no, it isn't your fault, you are strong. He takes more of the blame onto himself because he felt like, you know, he pushed Bakugo away. You know, All might have felt like, you know, Bakugo's already talented, he's already strong, therefore he doesn't need to focus a lot on him. Especially after, you know, Deku told Bakugo about his one-for-all ability, even though, you know, he didn't believe it at the time, or at least All Might thought he didn't believe it. He should have paid more attention to Bakugo in that instance, but he didn't. didn't. So you have this very heartfelt moment where All Might kind of just goes up and, you know, grabs Bakugo and kind of just, he's like, it's all right, I'm sorry, you're a young man too. You know, and I've been a hero for a long time here, All Might states. And, you know, if there's one thing I've learned, it's as if you obsess over victory the way that Bakugo does, your path of justice will be obscured. But also, if you obsess on nothing but rescuing, as what Deku does, you'll also have, you know, your justice will be obfuscated, and you won't be able to become a true hero. You sort of have to have the best of both worlds. And you're in that perfect situation where you're both, you know, on too high of one affinity and too low on the other. But if you start working together and you start learning from one another, then if you two can recognize each other honestly and raise each other up as comrades in arms, then you can become the best heroes who both win and rescue. And I think most of us can understand that this was what it was coming to, but it was still a very emotional moment to see the both realizing that fact. You know, Deku and Bakugo both kind of look at each other here, and they both kind of come to realization that they're not really helping anything by fighting, and, you know, they would be able to accomplish exponentially more if they worked together, and if they supported one another, and if they tried to help each other when each other was down, and, you know, lend them tips and shit like that on what to do. You know, they would be like the ultimate crime-fighting duo. You know, it would be like Batman and Robin, except if Robin can blow shit up. You know, I mean, it would be very useful. Actually, I guess Deku would be more like Robin. Okay, it would be like Batman and Robin, except if Batman could blow shit up. There we go. Anyway, at the end of the chapter, Bakugo kind of just, you know, sits down and he just kind of thinks for a second, and he's just like, all right, who else knows about this? This, you know, one-for-all power transfer, who else knows about this? And All Might's like, just the principal, Izuku, obviously, and Recovery Girl, the only people that know about it. And you, now. And Bakugo's like, alright, I get it, you don't want people to find out, I won't be blabbing it around like shithead Deku over here, that's pretty funny. This secret stays with us. And then you have the ending of the chapter where it's still a very peaceful night takes over UA campus once again as the fight has ended. I wonder if anybody else heard about this. I know that they're fighting in the training ground, which is kind of a ways away from campus, but that was a pretty damn big explosion. Alright, whatever. Anyway, that's the end of the chapter. Obviously, Bakugo is a pretty intelligent guy. He's not going to go around blabbing this secret to everybody. And now that the cat's out of the bag, and they didn't really get injured in the process. I mean, they got injured, but it's nothing to write home about. You know, one trip to Recovery Girl should probably patch them up quite nicely, and then they can go to Betty Bye and wake up, and it's a start of a brand new day. Brand new semester at UA, brand new story arc. What will that story arc be? I have no idea, but I hope it involves Suyu in some way. I don't know why. I'm just feeling like it's time for her to do shit. I'm feeling it, guys. I'm feeling it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video back in this setup here. Hopefully we'll continue doing this in the future. Hopefully. And I also hope that you check out my 12 Days of Bleachmas videos, where I'm covering an Espada every day. Remember to like and comment and subscribe to my channel and all that good shit. Also go and check out Viewster.com, where I'm featured on there. I'm having a series where I'm discussing 3 reasons why you should check out an anime, as well as some real talk videos. Just posted a video about Death Note on there today, so go check that out. Go follow me on there. My God, I've turned into a fucking shill, haven't I? Tekking101. Nah, it doesn't work. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Merry Christmas!